Clanky Murdertron, George Bellagio, Egad Mad Sad, Edmund Tweenbait, Jenny Koala Puncher. Hey, dang, this is a lot of fun.
Have you just moved to a new school when all the kids at your old school used to make fun of you for your dorky clothes and taste in music? Did you rat out the mob and maybe they don't like you so much no more? Maybe you just faked your own death so you can escape debts or the police, or maybe a life you spent years building only to realize it's exactly the opposite of what you always wanted. Well then, odds are you've given some thought to creating a new identity. Before we proceed, I just want to make it clear that we're covering creating an identity that you use out and about in the real world. It's possible in the future we might cover creating a fake internet identity, if only to discuss how I, along with a team of writers, psychologists, and misanthropes, invented Oliver Brackenbury. Personal reinvention is the easiest and least extreme form of creating a new identity. Pop stars do this all the time to try and revitalize their careers or maybe to signify a new shift in their style of music. However, they're greatly outnumbered by those personal reinventors whose fandom they crave so badly. Teenagers. Putting on different clothes, changing your hairstyle, listening to different kinds of music. These are all harmless, easy ways to gain some quick self-confidence and to experiment with who the adult you're becoming might be. Embarrassed by who you were at your old school? Just reinvent yourself. Do you have serious psychological problems, or maybe you're just a bit of a dick? Well, this is where personal reinvention starts to fall short. And if any teenagers watching this think I'm being a little smug or condescending, let me assure you, in my own adolescence, I was no exception. Of course, really creating a whole new identity with a new name, hometown, job, and all that jazz is a big task, so you might want to get some help from the government via the Witness Protection Program, which has a lot of handy tips, like using the same first name as your old name, and for your last name using one that begins with the same letter as your old last name, so that way you can get used to answering to it a lot quicker. Unless you're a millionaire, the government also has more resources than you to get you set up with a new life and a new town and all that jazz. On top of that, they'll help you stick to the program and keep you from being a big lame-o by running back to your old life. Now, there's one problem with doing this all, of course, is that you have to have knowledge about organized crime to trade for the sweet package deal. And on top of that, you have to put up with organized crime being a little miffed with you. Murderously miffed. The worst possible kind of being miffed. Of course, you might not want anyone to know who you used to be, or you might be on the run from the government itself, in which case you've absolutely leapt down the rabbit hole. Get plastic surgery, burn your wallet, throw a dart at a map and then move there, fake your own death, eat your weight in weightlifting equipment, shave your eyebrows, swear at a baby. Sorry, I got carried away there. But this is the most extreme form of creating a new identity. Like shark fucking, you better be in it to win it. Otherwise, you're not creating a new identity, you're just playing pretend. Taking this path is like trying to be a successful criminal prosecutor. It's all about conviction. So, should you create a new identity? Maybe. It really depends on the reason. Fleeing alimony and a $3,000 shark hooker bill, not so admirable. Although I suppose it would be a good reason from your point of view. Let me put it this way, it's good to try and get out of your own head from time to time. In a somewhat recent interview, webcomic author Chris Onstad said, "At what point do you run out of everything that you know? You've got to keep moving, like a shark. How can a guy who just sits at his desk have anything to say?" In a similar vein, I wonder what it might do for a person to get out from behind not just a desk, but themselves. Whether you return to your old identity with a treasure trove of new experiences and perspectives to bring, or if you like your new identity so much that you stick with it, I'd say you've come out ahead. Hey, what do you think would happen if I touched this guy? Do you think it'd be like Time Cop with the whole future self, past self? Oh. Oh, really? Okay, great. Oh, good. Now I'm a giant Rob Schneider head. And on top of that, I've been poorly cropped out of a photograph. Not even some blur tool around the edges here. I mean, Jesus, you could have... Well, see you next week.
Sorry, Ollie old boy, you're gonna have to find another narrator. After watching this episode, I've decided to start a new life as Patrick Stewart. Yes, I know he already exists, but not like this he doesn't. Bigger, louder, drunker, sweatier, balder. It's my fan fiction become reality, Oliver, and when you change your name to Rob Schneider, our golden age will begin.
Putting on different clothes, changing your hair, listening to a different style of music. These are all ways in which you can fuck up. Don't do it, kids. That's when you really leap down the rabbit hole. Burn your map. Eat your eyebrows. Don't fuck a baby. That's really illegal. Is that cat just like, his bowl around? Oh, okay. I guess that's allowed. Like shark fucking, you better be in it to win it. Otherwise, you're not creating a new identity. You're just playing pretend. Throw a dart at a map, and then move there. Shave your eyebrows. Get your weightlifting equipment, then eat that weightlifting equipment, and then go to Denny's.